Hello antique fans and welcome to my antique channel. My name is Deanna and I'm the owner of Vintage Touch Antiques. Today I want to share with you one of my personal collections, and this collection is my collection of clay face Santas. Now the clay face Santas date to around the 1920s, maybe the 1930s, maybe some a little bit earlier than that, but mostly they are coming from that period, and they are primarily of Japan or German origin. I have 14 total in my collection of the clay face variety, and I would like to just share with you all of these little characters and tell you a little something about them. I've got them all out here beside me, and I've got some notes in front of me so that I won't forget to tell you certain things. So let's just start. First of all, I've got this particular little guy here. He has the little disc base. This one's got the toy sack. And as you can see, his cute little face there. This is what makes them the clay face. Before I go on, let me caution you, though, that there are repros out there, and I've seen them celluloid faced and also plastic. So keep that in mind. You don't have to go with the earlier ones, but if you want them, just don't get fooled. Now this one has the little blue pants. Sometimes they're all red suits. This one is a Japan one. Most of mine are Japan, I think. Some of them are not marked. But this one stands, let me see, I've got a little thing here to measure them. This one's about 5.5 inches tall. I've got three actually that have the little sack. This is another one. He's got kind of, probably started out as blue pants, but they're faded into a gray. These are kind of like a composition boot he's got here, and the little, again, cardboard disc platform, about the same size as the other one. And then my other one with the sack. Now these little guys, some people might say, you know, they don't look very happy. They have a distressed kind of appearance to their facial expressions, as you can see. And they resemble something more like the Bells-Nichols, maybe the German Bells-Nichols, or Father Christmas figures or things of that. Again, they were before the jolly type of Santa that emerged, that's even present to modern day. They came in to being around the 40s and 50s. Now I've got a couple here that have like the feather trees. And this one, it's a little chenille type of thing that they call the feather tree. And his is faded some, and it doesn't have the little bead that usually comes at the top. He's got the little composition boots, the thick disc there, platform. He's got a little red coat, as you can see, and the gray type of faded blue, probably, little pants. Now this guy does not have the disc platform. He's possibly German. Sometimes the ones that are German don't have that. He does have the clay boots along with his little clay face. He's got the little bead on the top of his feather tree, and he's got the clay hands. So that's a little bit more expensive when you find them like that. So you've got to look for the fact that if they've got the little boots that don't have the base, I mean, they never did have the base, they stand alone, the clay hands and clay face, then you're probably going to have to pay a little bit more for that variety. And again, I've seen the clay face Santas now, that the later ones, not the earlier ones, sometimes they have just like cardboard pants and things and not cloth. These are all cloth that I'm showing you today. Then I've got some that were probably removed from maybe what their original what they were positioned in originally. This one's in a seated position, so he was, used in that way, a display. He's got a little piece of a feather tree there and chenille legs. And what I do is, like for instance, this is a little metal sleigh, and I will display him in the sleigh. And they make them look like they're in all kinds of little antics when you put them in things like this on display. I keep mine on display all year round on a bookshelf, and then at Christmas time they adorn my mantle. And here's another example of one that he's just a tiny little thing, but he's in a seated position. He's got the little cloth feet there, but the cute little clay face again, not plastic. And I have just put him into a cast iron horse cart. And as you can see, that just makes a cute little display piece. Another variety that I have here is, now this one's kind of like a felt suit, and it is faded. It's got the little spun cotton feet. And this one may have, it's got the little loop there at the top, so he may have originally been an ornament. Some of them were. You don't have to continue to use them as ornaments if you don't want to. So he's like a straight-legged variety. Then I've got, here's one that shows him in a little antics with skis, and he's got his little ski poles. And I do have a couple of the Santas that are the clay face ones that I have that have the longer skis for sale right now at this present time as I'm filming. I have some other clay face Santas also, and I will leave a link to those in the description of the video so you can check those out. Now this one is a larger one. He's a spun cotton. This is just all very soft. And his coat probably was red in the beginning, but he has faded out. He measures 7.5 inches. So he's got his little cute face, distressed, but still cute. And I just really kind of like put him in some kind of a stand, so he'll stand up with my others. Then I've got a couple here that also the little spun cotton variety. Now he's not in great condition, but that's okay. He goes with my collection really well. He's got the cute little clay face and all the spun cotton. You can see the arm here is more red, so that's probably how he's started out in that collar. And the little spun cotton feet. And again, I position these guys on little platforms and things that I have that I've bought that are antique pieces. And here's another one. He's a tiny. He probably was an ornament as well. The little spun cotton feet. But what I do is, here's an example. Here's a little metal deer, reindeer. And you can just like position him there and fix him so that he doesn't fall, and that really makes a really cute little display piece. Then here's the largest of my clay face. He's in a seated position because he goes into a sleigh on one of my other mantles. His face is the clay variety, not plastic, but his boots are kind of a paper mache. They're kind of hard to feel. You know, they've got a coating on them, but he's got his red suit. And he's about, I don't know if I measured him. I think he's about 8 inches or so. And then even something that he is a clay face, and he's just a little clay face with a chenille body, but he's got his little beard there. And and those are like little ornaments, and a lot of people will put these and hang these from feather trees and such. I have mine, since I just have the one, I have mine on a bottle brush tree that I put with this display. And I will put a link to this display after I have it. I'm not a link, but a picture at the end of the video, so hang on at the end for that picture, as well as I'll put a link in the description of a video that I did in time past where the collection wasn't quite this large, but I show it off on the mantle. And then finally, going along with this display at Christmas time, sitting beside my mantle, I'm going to show you one other Santa that I put on display with the others. And he's not clay face, but he has a very similar looking face, even though this is a fabric face. And he is 24 inches tall, and he does stand alone. He's got the hard composition type of booted feet there. He's got his little silk suit that has faded over time. And some people might say that he's got a scary look, but I don't think he's scary at all. And he stands on the hearth of my mantle along with the little guys that are up on the mantle during Christmas time. And I just had to add him to this collection video so that you could see him. And incidentally, I have seen others of these Santas. They are out there. I'm sure they might have been with a store display maybe or something, but they wouldn't have thrown these nice Santas away. So they can be found. And I have seen a couple others after I bought him. So if you're interested in one of those, just keep looking. You might be lucky enough to run onto one day. And I'll just put him down there on the floor before I conclude. So that is my Santa collection. And again, I do sell them. I have some for sale. The ones for sale, I think, are more similar to this type that I have right now. Again, this video will be up for a while and that'll change, but I will put the link in the description of the ones that I do have for sale so you can check them out as long as I still have them. So that concludes this video, and I thank you for watching and asked you to check the description of the video again for the links that I mentioned, as well as links to my webpage and my online store and where you can find me on social media. And also, I'd like to invite you to visit me where I sell antiques, and that is in Antique Crossroads, Hagerstown, Maryland. You will find my booth on the left side, third row. Just look for the large sign that hangs in the back. And I'd also like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. My subscription list is growing, and I'm happy about that, and I appreciate all of you so much. Would love to hear from you and your comments. And then finally, encourage you to enjoy your antiques and learn about them, learn the periods they come from, learn how they were used, learn what they were originally part of, and all that type of things, because when you own an antique, you own a piece of history. So bye-bye till next time. And this is one of those, oops, I forgot one. So I hope you've hung on so that you can see him too. This is really one of my favorites. He's about 5.5 inches tall. He's got the little composition type of boot there, stands alone. He's got his little spun cotton beard and clay face. But this one is very much unusual in the fact that he comes apart. He is actually a candy container, and he would have been filled with candy back in the day. He has his little, kind of like a spun cotton suit. It's a soft surface to it, and just an adorable piece. And if you get something like this that is also a candy container or something of that nature, he will command a bigger price because they are more unusual and more sought after. So I also wanted to include him. I just couldn't leave him out. So I hope you hung on there, and also watch for the picture where I show you them on display on my mantle. So thank you again for watching. Have a great day.